Okay, so I've just been looking at some videos by a self-styled comedian called Ari Shaffir. Basically, he calls himself the Amazing Racist. And there's 5 videos that I've come across, and each one of them are clearly intended to be as provocative as possible. The first one I watched was Asian drivers. He sexually harasses a young Asian woman and insults the eyes of an Asian guy as he pretends to be the driving instructor. The second one, I believe, was on black people, African Americans. He went into Harlem and, oh no, sorry, Watts, and with a KKK cloak and cross. Another one, he went into a Jewish store and was trying to get people to sign a petition to apologize for crucifying Jesus. Then one was about Hispanics. He took this group of Mexican workers and brought them to an immigration office under the pretense that they could work for him. And then the last one I watched was in a mosque where he was sort of selling insulting merchandise, trying to sell insulting merchandise. Now, I want to speak a little bit about this guy and also some of the wider implications. Firstly, the main question is this set up, or is this guy really a racist? I think it's much more likely that it's set up. I think he's one of these sort of shock comedians that tries to get a bit like, he reminds me a little bit of Sacha Baron Cohen in this sort of style, sort of being provocative for the sake of it. I don't think he's an ideological racist per se, but it is clear that he's being provocative. The next question is, are the people involved in these clips actors? If they are actors, they're very good actors, because they're very convincing in the sense that they look genuinely offended, genuinely intimidated, genuinely angry, and so on. And the last clip I watched was maybe the most convincing of all, in the mosque. Those people seemed to be genuinely taken back, especially when he went into the women's prayer room. And I think if it was fake, I don't think they would allow that in a mosque, even if it was. Some people have said he's actually trying to highlight racism. I don't know enough about this guy to know if that's his intention, but it's obvious the people in the clips, if they're not actors, they're certainly not seeing the funny side or seeing that as an agenda. So my next question is about humour, modern day humour, and how edgy it has to be in order to be acceptable. You know, I'm the sort of person, I don't believe in dry humour. I don't believe that humour has to be square. I do believe humour can be edgy and risky at times, and I'll admit there was a few scenes in those clips where I was laughing, but overall I feel uneasy about it. They were quite witty, some of the scenes. It was so ridiculous in some parts. It was quite funny, but I can't help thinking, if these people aren't actors that were involved in the videos, I can imagine some of the things he was coming out with would have been genuinely hurtful, not just insulting, hurtful. I mean, when he went into the women-only prayer room, that would have been maybe intimidating. Those women wouldn't have known what his intention was, and it just makes me think, you know, we live in an age where it seems so much humour relies on humiliation and bullying and insulting tactics, and it seems almost impossible for humour to exist nowadays without it having to rely on insulting someone or mocking someone. And I just think I'm not sure if it helps anyone, because all it's going to do is make some of those people think that, oh, it's going to just enforce the stereotype that white people are racist. This guy's a white guy. I don't know if he's Jewish. I don't know what his background is, but whilst the clips are witty, I just don't really see their purpose. I don't see them bringing, I don't see it as humour bringing any sort of purpose. It's not like afterwards he brings out a camera and sort of says, oh, you know, we're only filming this, we're only sort of showing what racism is like or something like that. It does make me uneasy. And all it's going to do is reinforce the stereotype that white people are racist and that only white people are racist. And that sort of thing. And that can't be helpful for anyone. So, let me know your thoughts. Does modern humour go too far? Does it always have to rely on this sort of insensitivity for the sake of it? Now, I should stress I'm not politically correct. I don't believe that people should be too sensitive. But this to me is provoking people just for the sake of it. I mean, it doesn't seem particularly clever or funny. Like I say, some of the clips were quite amusing, but overall I don't find it particularly funny. I find it unsettling, because I don't think these people are actors. I think it really is set up as a real scenario. So let me know your thoughts. Check out the videos, let me know yourself. Maybe you might find them very funny, fair enough. I know quite a lot of people commenting on that say the guy's a dick and they don't find it funny at all. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I think it might be an example of humour relying on provocation for the sake of it. And that's slightly... I wouldn't use the word cowardly, because it's not... You know, he is taking personal risk in some of this humour, but it is sort of a bullying tactic, because what he's doing is he's relying on humiliating people. So check out a few of his clips. The guy's called Ari Shaffir. Let me know your thoughts.